Welcome back, everybody, to Indiethon Fall Follies 2022. Before we jump into our next run of Lifeslide by selcouthmind, we have another donation to read, which is $25 by PDEX saying Subnautica, yay! Sadly, that came in just at the end of the previous run, so Subnautica is already over, but thank you so much for your donation nonetheless. And since you guys actually went ahead and met our donation incentive for the Lifeslide run, this will actually be an all achievements run. So this is going to be very interesting to see. So stick around, keep your donations for Caldwell children coming in. We are down to the last 5 runs of the marathon. We just hit our donation goal for the marathon, but we can still raise more money for a good cause. And with that, selcouthmind, the stage is all yours.
All right. As said, I'm selcouthmind, or you can just call me Sel. I am super excited to be here, and I'm also very excited to have Danny with me on commentary. Danny, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Danny, and I'm the level designer for this paper airplane game, and this is going to be fun. So, yeah.
Indeed, it's going to be a great time. So, explain a little bit about Lifeslide as we get into the speedrun mode here. Lifeslide is a game where you are a paper airplane going on a journey through the world, traveling from birth unto the end of life. It's very cool. It's going to be a great time. First here, we have New Game Plus, so we're going to use a fully upgraded file. And then level generation. In-game, it's called random. On the leaderboard, we refer to it as Seedless. This means that I'm going to get a random seed. Fingers crossed we get a good one. Best time is there. When I hit play, that's not going to start it yet. Now we get to select our plane. So just to quickly show you, there are a whole bunch of different planes in this game. And this is the plane that we use for the speedrun. We have it's high speed, quite low on steering, got moderate lift, and low integrity. And as we get into the run, I'm sure Danny can help me explain how those work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We're going to choose that. We're going to use this fox skin because I think it is super, super cute. We're going to hit choose. Time does not start right away. I'll give a countdown for time. Yeah.
Yes, time starts when the plane is fully formed.
Mm-hmm. All right. So time is going to begin in 3, 2, 1. All right. So first things up, we're in this open black void, and I'm going to give a quick warning. Coming up in just a moment, there is going to be a bit of a bright flash. If you're sensitive to that, I will call it out, but just be aware that there is a photosensitive moment coming. We have these series of different colored rings that we have to fly through. 7 different colors, and we're just gonna gradually, slowly gain more speed as we go through. And I know Danny and the rest of the dev team would argue that it doesn't make a difference, but whether it's superstition or actual fact, us runners like to go through the dead center because that is the fastest way to do it. So, just how it works.
But just for the record, it actually doesn't give you any more speed.
All right. So Flash is coming up here in a minute. These lovely colored balls with us are going to open this gate up here. That's going to cause a flash. So flashing light warning in 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're out into the second half of this first level. That was birthing. We're now in breathing. Life is beginning. In New Game Plus, this is a very short little runway. In a fresh save file, it's much, much longer. Flashing light warning is over. You're good to return back now. Now we are in Conscious, and we have these yellow gems. Danny, you want to explain what the yellow gems are?
Yes, the yellow gems are called integrity, and they act as the life you have left with that timer underneath the paper airplane. So if you run out of time, you get into a state we called blackout, where you don't have much control over your plane. You have a little bit of speed boost, so you can at least try to get more time, but if you collide with something, you are dead.
And now we're on to the next level here. We have these blue gems. Those are called matter. They're like the in-game currency. You'll use them to upgrade your plane, unlock some skins, some cool planes you unlock using matter. But because this is a fully upgraded file, fully upgraded plane, we don't need to worry about it. We will collect it if we run through it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go for it. And now we're almost done that level, and we're going to meet our first power-up of the game. This one is called Willpower. Functions like a speed boost. This is the one we love to see in runs. We want lots and lots of these. And so hopefully I got lucky and drew a good seed that has lots of willpowers throughout it.
Yeah, this is the first power-up that we came up with, and it's so simple, and it was a no thought got into it, which is speed boost. We gotta have that. And having a power up like this opens the door for a lot of neat plays, a lot of use cases for power up in various ways. So there's a big skill ceiling for that particular power up.
All right, we're now in the second chapter. We're now in childhood, and we meet our second power up, which is that orange key-like shape called knowledge. Knowledge opens doors, unlocks gates, just like in real life. And speaking of children, now would be a great time if we got a donation or any ads to read.
Absolutely. Give me just one moment to refresh here, because we have a $25 donation from AJ Chimera, who was the commentator on our Subnautica run previously, who says, "Thanks for putting this on for such a good cause. So happy to have been able to contribute." And he puts his money towards Camp Woodwind, which is the other camp that you can see our Phasmophobia runner going through after this run. Still, the other camp is in the lead. If I just go ahead and check that once more, it is indeed. So Sunny Meadows Restricted is still in the lead by about $25 to Camp Woodwind. So if you want to see our runners go to Camp Woodwind, well, we need about another push of about $25, and you will see that map being played after Lifeslide here.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Phasmophobia is a really cool run. Alright, we are into questioning now. And this is a level that got quite a significant rework from the first release of the game. I'm coming to love the rework more. I didn't like it initially. But also the level's purple, and who can be mad about a purple level? It's just so pretty. And here you really have to make use of knowledge, because knowledge is going to unlock these gates. And within those gates, there are willpowers to obtain, which willpowers speed boosts, makes us go fast. Makes sense that we want them.
Yeah, the level got a really well-deserved update, because it was kind of one of my first works on the game as a level designer, so it was kind of outdated in terms of my personal skill. So I really got to work on it just to be better.
Yeah, I somehow saved time on that. I don't think I've ever done that on that level. Anyways, this is playing. And playing is a very fun level. It has these slides. Slides make use of lift. Let's go faster. We're going to avoid them, though, for the most part. They're not the easiest things to fly through with this plane. Yeah, speaking of playing, Global Children does fantastic work to help kids with disabilities get to play. So, again, if there's anything to read, let's take a moment to get some donations read.
Absolutely. If you do not know who we are raising money here for, let me tell you about them. We are raising money for Caldwell Children. They provide practical and emotional support for disabled children and their families across the United Kingdom. With your support, they provide services and equipment to children who need them, including powered wheelchairs, therapy tricycles, and car seats, as well as sports equipment for talented disabled athletes. They They have also started their own brand new, first of its kind, in-house autism service from Caldwell International Children's Centre in Staffordshire, UK. Visit their website at www.caldwellchildren.org to learn more about their amazing programs.
So we're on to the final level now of the childhood chapter. This is called Experiencing. There's all these wonderful, beautiful fruits. And chat, when I run this game in a marathon, I like to challenge you guys. Make a donation. Tell me what your favorite fruit is. I want to know what your favorite fruit is. And
would you like to know a fun fact about this level?
Yes, do tell Danny.
It hasn't always been about fruits and the food. At the start of the game, and for the most part of development, it was about the other extreme. It was about candies, it was about lollipop, and I don't know what you call them, the Pez tablet.
Sweet things.
Yes, a lot of sweet things, chocolate. Lots of chocolate. We had a chocolate river at some point. But then we decided it was much better and healthier to promote a fruit-based level instead of a cavity-inducing.
Makes sense. So I think that was a good decision overall. Alright, now we're into chapter 3 of 7 chapters in the game, and as you just saw there, that was an avalanche. So chapter 3 is the teen years, and much like the teen years can be a bit of a bumpy ride, we got cold, then hot, then cold, then a absolutely breakneck speed one, full of dangers. And here, this one, we have avalanches that knock you around a bit, do a bit of damage to you. There is a bug in the game where if you have a power-up behind you and you get hit by an avalanche, it's an insta-kill. I'm gonna really hope that we don't hit that. I did my last marathon appearance. I would like to not experience that bug again anytime soon. Or I'm just gonna run straight into a rock. That works too. Yeah, teen years. We'll explain them as they go. This would be a great time, since I gotta redo the level, for some more donations.
Alright, we can do something similar because I can tell you what we actually are, because we are Indiethon is a triannual charity event showcasing all types of indie games, as you see here with Lifeslide. We're bringing you speedruns of games you may not have heard of before to help support cultural children with their efforts to help disabled kids all over the world. For more information on our events, join our Discord server by visiting www.discord.indiethon.live in your favorite browser. And not only that, we also have some awesome prizes for you if you keep on donating. For example, we are supported by Team 17, who recently announced The Unliving. The amazing roguelike action RPG is coming out in early access on October 31st, with a demo now available on Steam. And I actually got to play that game during Gamescom in August very recently, and I've had quite a bit of fun with it, so actually might have to go ahead and try out that demo once more once this marathon concludes.
That does sound like a fun game. Alright, we are on to the second chapter, or the second level of this chapter. This is Yearning. So now, instead of being cold, we are fiery hot with lava. And the lava both helps and hurts in this level. So the lava will give us a nice little lift upwards, a little nice little air current, but it also does damage to us. Makes sense. It's fiery, paper doesn't really do well with fire. And so, fortunately, we're going fast enough and then with this plane that we don't need to worry too much about taking damage from the lava and all that. But in casual runs, the lava can certainly pose quite a challenge.
Oh yeah, the lava was very, very fun to implement. I gotta say, having that verticality when in a casual, that is, not in a speed run. In a casual run, having that verticality is very fun to experiment with.
Alright, now we're into the third level, which we're back to cold again, and this is shattering. This time the things that can hurt you are icicles that can fall on your head. As a Canadian, I can tell you icicles are definitely dangerous. Don't let them fall on your head, that's going to hurt a lot as I proceed to take a path I've never taken before, and crash into something.
That's always...
I didn't like the level generation that time anyways. Speaking of which, Danny, do you want me to explain how the levels are generated in this game?
Sure thing. So every level has a preset start and end segment, and everything in between. There's a bunch of segments that we randomize. So I design some segments, lead you from point A to point B, with various ways you can deviate from the main path. And we stitch them together at the start of every run. As soon as you click on that start button, the whole level, the whole game is predetermined how it's gonna be, and on every restart, it changes. So that's more or less the simpler version of how the level generation works. There's a lot more to it in terms of logic behind it, that hurts, and how props are placed. Amazing, Cell. Good job.
Yeah, that was a weird tunnel I took there, but you know what? I got through it. Alright, now on to fighting. This is a really hard level, and I'm going to try my skip. It didn't work. That's fine. You can sometimes force the game to sort of skip the entry section and throw you straight into a level. That's okay, I'm really low on integrity, so it's actually probably just as well it didn't do that. It's, as it spawns you pretty much right in front of a piranha plant, which I know it's not the official name, but the community could just call them that at this point, so yeah, this level's hard.
Yeah, this level is very hard, very fun though. I had a ton of fun designing it, and it the fastest level of the game. You can reach out the maximum possible speed that the game engine will allow. So, and we needed to hard cap it because if you did get a bit more speed, you would start phasing through objects. So collision system would fail.
Yeah, as the professional quote-unquote glitch finder of the Lifeslide community, I have broken through many walls and floors from just going too fast on a computer that struggled to run this game in the first place.
Yes, having a computer that struggles to run this game would benefit a lot with phasing through objects and just going through wall.
Yeah, that was fighting done. That was not too bad at all.
And for everyone who is watching, I just want to say that this thing that Cell is doing here is very much harder than it looks like. There's a lot more skill that goes into it. The game is not easy. It might look very cute, might look very chill and relaxing, but as a developer, it is not.
I can confirm it's a lot harder than it looks. Yeah, we're into chapter 4 now. This is young adulthood. This is supposed to be kind of a chill, calm level after we had the fighting. So we got any donations? Let's grab one quickly here.
Absolutely, we have a $25 donation from the Valiant Sun saying, "Let's go, Cell. You're an amazing speedrunner, and I'm so glad to get to know you as a friend. Less than 3."
Okay. Valiant was a commentary for me at another marathon. This game. Yeah, we're into Awakening, I think is the name of this level. This level to me is so unmemorable in the run, which is just personal. I don't find this one particularly memorable.
I know why.
I can't remember the name of it ever.
This level is shorter than every other level.
Oh, is
by
that
one
why?
segment. Yes.
Okay. That would explain is it's really short. But it's very pretty. We have all these butterflies and all these things. This is also the level where I first discovered that you can void out. Now, voiding out is a name we give to something where we basically make the game think we've gone out of bounds. And so it will reset you back. And when it resets you back with whatever your max speed of forward momentum is. It can be very useful casually if you're going really slowly. Resets you, saves you from having to fully restart the level, although I do believe it counts as a death officially.
It does not count as a death.
It does not. Okay, you guys need to make that code change then. But yeah, where there's all those different spines in that, you can just dip down there and the game will reset you. And voiding out, we're going to see. I tried to void out earlier with fighting back there, but we're going to see some proper void out skips coming up here after this level. So this is dreaming, and dreaming is the reason why we use this plane for speedrunning. So this plane, which we call Long Boy, is not the fastest plane in the game. That's actually a plane that's shaped like a bird. Called it Speed Burb, makes sense.
It's like a bird.
But Speedburb has very low lift, and a benefit of lift is, if you know about ground theory, I believe it is, basically air resistance between the wings of a plane and surface below it will help with speed and momentum. And so having higher lift makes it easier to recover from things, to keep your speed going. And in this level, where I don't know if you can tell, but we're going upwards. Going upwards is very hard when you are gliding. You need lots of lift. That's why we use this plane versus Speedburb, which is technically faster, but really struggles with this level specifically.
I can say a thing about, because there's a question in chat about how was ground effect programmed, and it is a mix between real world physics and some arcadey shenanigans that our programmer used to make the mechanic enjoyable to play. But it is taken, like the arcadey feeling is taken directly from real-world aerospace engineering.
And as you guys just saw, I tried to do a skip there. It didn't work. There is a chance for it to fail. It's about 60 to 40%, and I did not get lucky there. Next void out skip is 100% guaranteed, provided I don't mess up really badly. Yeah, this is Daring. Beautiful level. There's two pathways, upper and a lower, and if you've seen me run this game before, you'll have noticed that I'm not taking the upper path anymore. That used to be my main path through. Safer, it's more consistent. Nah, I practiced, I grinded. Now I take the faster, but riskier, lower path. Now would be a great time for one more donation, if we've got one.
Another donation right now, but let me tell you about another small indie game, because Indiethon is supported by OK Joy, an independent indie game developer based in China. The Metroidvania-inspired retro-action platformer Hark has just released on Steam. Set in an apocalyptic wasteland, you need to develop your skills, fight mysterious organizations, solve mysteries, and explore the wasteland in order to survive and to embrace the world's ultimate secret. Visit the Steam page and join the Discord for more information.
I've heard Hack is an incredibly good game. But yeah, so what I did there was I actually just straight up skipped the level gate. So the start of every level has a level gate, and it gives you some benefits, like gives you 20 integrity back, other things as well. But turns out you can just dive down before you hit the level gate there, and surprise, you're in Inspiring, but the game still thinks you're in Daring, so if I die, we go all the way back to the level before, so I need to be careful. Also, quick flashing light warning, there is a slight risk for visual glitch here. It's quite rare, but it is possible. Mr. Sky Whale likes to sometimes show up and take part of the level with him when he appears, so just be aware.
It's actually not the Sky Whale.
It's not the Sky Whale? Oh goodness.
It's the manta. Yes, it's the manta rays.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we call it the Sky Whale glitch. The name is kind of stuck.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh well. That was an incredibly smooth Inspiring. I'm very happy with that. And now we're on to creating, which... Oh no! Okay, I'm just gonna take the death. Creating. There's falling rocks. It's very hard. I'm gonna be quiet and let Danny talk.
Yes. Creating was a very fun level to design. It's the most dynamic level that we have in the game. Everything builds up in front of you. For that reason, it's one of the most inconsistent levels for speedrunning, because you can't possibly ever memorize all the falling blocks that I've animated on this level. And every single block is animated by me. Okay. And yeah, it symbolizes the building process of life, how your life shapes up, actually, and this is the real deal. And if you are fast enough, you can. I made all effort possible to ensure that there's as little chance as possible that some block falls on you directly. So it might fall in front of you, really closely, but not on top of you. But there is still a chance that something like that happens, if you are fast enough.
Yeah, I have seen it happen once to Yaiko, the current world record holder. He had to run die to a rock, quite literally smashing straight through him. It's very interesting to see. Alright, we're on to connecting, and connecting introduces a new mechanic. We have the fire pits with this little fireball buddy. Everyone say hello to Fireball Buddy. We love them. And we're going to ping Fireball Buddy here off of these towers. These towers give us a little speed boost, which is obviously great for speedrunning, and they help keep our little Fireball Buddy alive and going, and that's important because without him, we can't open these gates. And inside of these gates are these tunnels with a lot of integrity and matter. Very important. Here we go.
Yeah, and a fun fact about the Fireball Buddy and the pillars, they are not time-based, they are distance-based. So if you see the pillar is up, like you can see them go up from afar. If you see a pillar up, that means you can connect Fireball to it.
Alright, we are on to Loving. And Loving, this is actually the challenge level that the incentive was meant for, which thank you all so much for your generosity in getting that met. Beautiful, beautiful level. It's also one that got a bit of rework, but there's an in-game achievement for completing this level without collecting any matter or integrity. Which you might think, oh, that sounds pretty easy, except this level takes about 98 seconds to play. This plane has 55 seconds of life before I run out of time, so obviously can't use this plane. Plane with the most integrity is Speed Burp, a really fast plane I mentioned earlier, but it only has a maximum of 90 integrity, 90 seconds. This makes for a very interesting watch, an interesting challenge, because I have to fly pretty much perfectly to ensure that I can get all the way to the end, because I have to fly in dark mode, for about 8 seconds at the very end. So it's very interesting. Really glad that the incentives met. And how are we looking on some of those other incentives?
Alright, let me do a quick refresh on that so I can give you an update. We still have a bid war going for our next run, which will be Phasmophobia, where you can make a map choice for the new Apocalypse update between Camp Woodwind and Sunny Meadows Restricted. At the moment, Sunny Meadows Restricted is still in the lead over Camp Woodwind. So if you want to see our ghost hunting runners go to the camp, go ahead and smash those donations in. We only need about $26 in order to not go to the Sunny Meadows and instead to Camp Woodwind.
Alright, so we are now into the 5th chapter. Had an unfortunate death there, that's alright. And this level is beautiful. I'm partial to it. It reminds me of the area of Canada I grew up, lots of fields. There's sort of 2 pathways to this level. You can go up on top, where there's lots and lots of matter, which is great in casual play if you're trying to get more matter to unlock things. Or you can dip down inside, and there is lots of integrity and willpowers littered without, but there's also sharp turns. And unfortunately, Long Boy here is not very good at steering and turning, so gotta kind of carefully. There's also these hay bales. This is the only level outside of the 3rd chapter, the teen years, where there's items in the level that will intentionally try to harm you. Yeah, and there's some things to dodge. Gotta be careful, gotta balance things. Danny, anything you want to say about this level?
Oh, this level, well, yeah, a couple of things actually. This level went through a couple of iterations during development. Like, you wouldn't imagine the transformation it went through before we actually reached this stage of it. It's like, anyone who knows something about game development can tell the difference between a prototype level and a finished one is night and day. You can definitely see it. And the other thing, those storks were my first animation.
Ooh. Okay. Alright, we are into fulfilling, and here we see Fireball Buddy is back, and the intended mechanic is you're supposed to use, the fireball to climb the mountains, except that's really slow. We just don't do that. We stick off to the side and stay close to the ground. We're going to make use of lift. And just kind of stay close to the ground and try and zoom along as best we can. And now would be a great time for another donation or two or anything else you want to read.
Alright, let me quickly tell you that we are supported by Team 17, who recently announced that Honey, I Joined a Cult is making the jump from early access to full launch on the 3rd of November. This funky cult simulator will surely allow you to achieve a true enlightenment. So, only about a month or so out, so keep an eye on that.
Got time for one more.
Alright, in that case, let me tell you which other runs are still coming up. As I said before, we still have our Phasmophobia run coming up after this particular one, and afterwards we only have 3 more runs in this marathon. So we are slowly but surely approaching that of the marathon, and we still want more of your donations to come in to help us smash through even more donation goals for cultural children, which is a very worthy cause that we are collecting money here for. So keep those donations coming. We still have that Phasmophobia incentive open, and once we get that out of the way, maybe even some more. Who knows? Keep donating to find out.
Yes. Exciting surprises. Which, speaking of exciting surprises, this level has a secret surprise as well. You can use the knowledge to make the hills here explode into flowers. very pretty, but it's not very practical for speedrunning, so we don't tend to do that too much. This level also had a bit of a rework, because it used to be that was the only mechanic as I proceed to take a really scary route and die. But yeah. Andy, do you want to talk a little bit about the rework of this level?
Sure. Well, it wasn't really a rework. It's more of an update. I decided that I didn't like the variety of this level, and it was quite repetitive in a lot of its routes. So what I did is just I committed and put a lot more segments in it. By a lot more, I mean I doubled segments, so players could have a bit of a variety in terms of generation. So it wouldn't be all the same segments, but one or two can be left out, and so on and so forth. And I have a question in chat: why did it settle on hayfields? We settled on hayfields because it's, we wanted to represent the reaping benefits of life, like that stage of life when you're kind of in the stage of life where you reap the benefit what you have created, you have achieved so far. There's a bit more, but you're done working, you're done building your life, and you have what you have, and you settle with whatever you have.
Yeah, because we are in the adulthood chapter, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, it is the end of the adulthood
End of
chapter.
adulthood, yeah. The second adulthood.
Exactly.
Alright, this is personally my favorite level design-wise. This is Ascending, as I proceed to try and remember where to go. Absolutely gorgeous.
This is not Ascending.
Is that Ascend? Oh, I mixed it up.
Yep.
It's called Revealing.
Revealing.
Revealing. Ascending is coming up very shortly. I'm
Yes, it
thinking
is a
ahead.
very interesting section.
I am thinking ahead. Yeah,
You're
beautiful
dreading
level.
ahead?
I'm thinking ahead. I'm worried about the final chapter. But anyways, this level here, beautiful, tons of fun to explore, but a little scary to speedrun because it's full of tight corridors and some sharp turns, and I need to be very careful that I don't take any of the corridors that I have nicknamed death falls, because I go into them, and at this speed there isn't a whole lot you can do except for just accept your fate and retry. But I think we're gonna get through this without any of those. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes, okay. At the end of the level, we're coming into the final chapter. So we're gonna head towards the end of life. You'll notice that things always get a little more somber, the music gets a little bit more somber. It's still exciting. This level we got trees, there's tree branches, tree roots that we need to dodge. Otherwise, I'm gonna stop talking a little bit to focus on this level. If there's anything else you want to read, this is your last chance to read something.
Alright, let me tell you about some of our prizes. If you donate towards the marathon, be it between $5 to $25, you will actually be in the running for some of our prize packs. Starting with a $5 donation, you are in the running for our one package where you can win Monster Sanctuary and Yoku's Island Express, which are also some awesome indie games that we, I think, seen during one of the previous Indiethons, actually. If you keep donating further until $10, you know, that can be one donation, it can be multiple donations, so if we want to spread it out, you can win Reek, Memories of Azure, and Super Magbot, the follow-up, which has definitely been in a previous Indiethon. So, you know, if you want to go ahead and watch some of our VODs on our YouTube channel, you can get familiar with that game, and then, you know, maybe it will tide you over to actually donating towards this marathon. And then also we have our grand prize of $25, which will be a package of Marauders, Serpent Rogue, Sweet Transit, Sunday Gold, and Thymesia.
Yeah, some awesome prizes. Alright, now we are on to Softening, which this is the third level that had some had a bit of an update after release. Used to be much slower, used to mostly be just open water and these air slides. But one, it was quite laggy. I know I myself had a lot of issues with lag on.
It's still laggy.
It's still laggy, but nowhere near as bad. You know, water, wind tunnels, just lots of things caused issues. And there was also no power-ups in this level back then, which meant the old strat used to be you would take one of the willpowers from the previous level, carry it all the way through this one, and use it at the start of the next level. We don't do that anymore, thanks to Danny very generously putting in power-ups in this level. Yeah, this is sort of a slowing down point in the run. It's kind of nice to have a nice chill moment before the last two levels, which
are quite intense.
They are very intense. I'm going to mention briefly with the next level, while I still have the ability to talk and play at the same time. There's a specific route that you're going to see me do. This route enables you, I think the fastest that's ever been done IL is just literally 61 seconds. So it's very fast. To do that, we're going to take an intentional death here. And let's go.
Let's get this ascending going.
Oh boy. Alright, so Fireball here again, but this time you don't get a second chance. You get Fireball at the start, and then it disappears, so... And yeah, it's pretty much game over if you lose it, so...
So you have to be very careful with where you're going. So this level is all about choosing the right path to go ahead and committing to a single path with the knowledge of it being the right path. And initially in a casual run, you would find yourself doing a lot more zigzags and a lot more big wide sweeping turn. But here in a speedrun environment, you are going to zooming through this level. This level takes about 3 or 4 minutes to complete casual run. If you don't die, that is. I've seen players. It was indeed pretty clean. I've seen players being stuck half full hour this level.
Alright, final level.
Final level.
This one is a bit like fighting and a bit like revealing. Tight tunnels, sharp curves. I have a planned route through it. I'm just going to hope that the game will agree with me and give me a route I want.
Yes. This is the final the final level of the game, and we had a lot more crazier ideas when we were designing it, but we settled on this more simpler and more mechanically difficult variation, because it is really tough to get through, and it's really tough when you have that plane in particular.
Alright, intentional death. And that skips us to the end of this exit tunnel. Time is coming up. And now we are on our little exit pathway. I'm gonna say I'm not mad about this time, given my silly deaths, and that wasn't the greatest seed, so overall, I'm pretty happy with this run. And time is coming up. Time. Cool. You know what? I will take sub 41. It's not bad at all. Well, let's continue here for a second. Give you guys a taste of the exit credits. I won't play all of it, but I'll give you a slight taste of it. Yeah. Lifeslide is a fun game. Seriously, if you're looking for a game to check out, like seriously, I cannot recommend it enough. I'm one of the head mods for the game on speedrunner.com. I love seeing new runners pick up this game, so like, please come join us. Our lovely friendly community. We're over in the Dream Tech server with Danny and the rest of the dev team. Seriously, great game. But we have the incentive, right?
Yes, that has indeed been met.
Alright, incentive time. I'm gonna give you've had your slight hint of that. Get the game yourself, play through it, and get to witness the amazingness of that exit sequence. Alright.
Hopefully it would bring you the feels.
It's so beautiful. Alright, so I have got the right levels selected up. I am feeling the parrot skin. That's the skin we're going to use. This is the bird we're going to use. This is Speed Bird. Speed Bird, as you can see, very high speed, maximum integrity and speed, really high steering, low lift. That's fine. It's perfect for this challenge. I don't know if is tech timing this one. And give a countdown for tech. I don't know. Anyways, time is going to start once we load in. And you usually do this in a couple of tries. Reminder, I cannot... Okay. Alright, so I cannot pick up any of these gems. No integrity, no matter. I can pick up power-ups, that is allowed. I also really can't afford to crash into anything or fly too much of a zigzag or anything. That loses a lot of time. And I did not pull a very good feed because I've now passed 2 spots where power-ups normally are, and there weren't any, so let's see how this goes.
Tough luck.
Not very good luck. Alright, we're gonna take a slightly different path. We'll go up here. You don't get to see that in the normal run, because it doesn't save any time. But it's fun to do in this challenge. I might make it. We'll see. So to not smack into anything. There we go. The game heard me telling it that I was upset about it not giving me a power-up. There we go. Good game.
And the thing about the power-up is that it boosts your speed just slightly above the limit of the plane. For a short period of time you're faster than the plane can normally achieve.
Hey, first try. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that is an in-game achievement for completing that level without gaining any matter or integrity or power-ups. Normally I can't do that first try, so I'm very impressed.
Me too, it's a tough challenge.
Yeah. That has been the Lifeslide run. Thank you again to Indiethon for having this run. I'll be back shortly. I'll be finishing off hosting the end of the marathon shortly here. If you want to see more of me, you can find me at selcouthmind on Twitch. Yeah. Thank you, and I think that's all.
Alright, thank you so much for this absolutely mesmerizing run of Lifeslide. It was actually very hard for me to, grab my attention away from watching the run to actually having to read the donations and other things. So I think I know which game I will probably have to pick up in the very near future. Also, thank you so much, Danny, as one of the developers, for joining us here. It is always a treat to have one of you guys around to give some more insights in how things like this came to be. So thank you so much.
Thanks
for being
here.
Thank
you for having me.
And obviously, thank you so much for all of our viewers watching this marathon, because we will go to a short intermission. So, get up and stretch, grab something to drink, and also go ahead and probably grab a blanket or something, because after this very Zen-like experience, we will now have some spooky stuff lined up for you with a 4-player core run of Phasmophobia, 80% small maps. So, grab something to drink, grab a snack, grab a blanket, and we'll be back for you in just a couple minutes.